Yeah, women carry their own bags and you get a door on your face. You have to have two different personalities.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video. I'm really excited today because I'm joined by James Wong.
So hi everyone, my name is James. I'm from England, a place called Derby, not too far from where you're originally from.
It's about an hour drive or so.
It's not far.
Not even that, right? Yeah. First time we've met. We've been friends on social media, maybe 2 years. James is actually a fellow YouTuber as well in Taiwan, so you must check out his videos. There's some really great content, so you can head over to that now. I'll put the links down below. So the first time that I saw James was actually on YouTube, and you get the pop-up videos at the side, and I think the title was it Deaf Man Learns Chinese? Was that right?
So, yeah. My name is James. I'm from England, and also I've been deaf since birth. 我要说我是挺江人，就是因为我觉得如果我挺江，我听力不太好，但是我会发音，我会声调，我学语言比较辛苦，但如果你真的要学一个语言，我觉得每一个人会。
You overcome that and you learn Chinese as well. I thought it was very inspirational video. So, because I know so many people that are like, oh my god, I can't learn Chinese, I'm bad at languages and stuff, and I just want to say to them, watch James's video, you know what I mean? Or anything in life. If you don't think that you can do something, just watch that video because it's inspirational. James is actually married to a Taiwanese lady, that's right, isn't it? So how did you guys meet?
We met at a language exchange. So it was actually there's several Facebook groups, and she posted a message entirely in Mandarin. Met a few times, and I really liked her.
British women and Taiwanese women, what would you say is the biggest difference?
To tread carefully here. But yeah, one of the first differences I noticed is I told her I liked her after like a few weeks.
Yeah.
And her response was like, well, that's like super quick. We haven't known each other for that long. And I'm like, oh really? That's like kind of normal in England, if you don't take your shot, she's gone. I guess from seeing Taiwanese movies and maybe like Japanese movies and stuff like that, people kind of like, they're together but they're not really together, and it'll happen for a few months or even a year, and then after that they're like, oh, they're finally together and they're kids. And I thought that was just a movie, but I guess actually it does come from somewhere. And so maybe, that is more normal here, to kind of be seeing each other but not really official, and you kind of together but not together, and
I totally agree. Same with the boys as well though. It's funny because I noticed with my husband, because I was the one that went after him, right? Because I just think that's the way we are in England. If we like someone, we'll say it. I found that as well. He thought things went really quick, and for us though, it's not really. It's not really. It's just like
normal, because what would happen in England is if you didn't say that within a few weeks, then she would think, oh, you're not interested. Why not just go straight into it and see how it works out?
Exactly.
I think the second thing maybe, and I could be wrong here, is kind of like the gender equality difference.
Yeah.
In England, I feel like it's much more even. There are no like sort of gender assumptions. Of course, 100 years ago in England there was, the woman stayed home and cleaned and cooked, and the husband worked and came home and expected his dinner. Like our grandparents.
Right, yeah, it was like that,
But that's completely different now, there's plenty of women who work and men stay at home and take care of their baby. You're not so expected for like, holding the door open, especially for women. Women could
it's not the way, is it? Exactly,
And so one of the things here was my girlfriend at the time, or my wife now, she was like, can you hold my bag? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Are you gonna tie your shoelace or something? She's like, no, just hold my bag. Why don't you want to hold my bag? I'm like, well, I can, it's just a bit weird.
We wouldn't back home.
Well, no, women carry their own bags. You'd see that in England, you kind of think, oh, that guy's whipped.
Right, exactly, it's under the thumb, right?
Exactly. The girl's controlling him.
Exactly. Over here, it's like, it's quite a common occurrence, I suppose, is it?
Super normal,
Home, if you did see your girlfriend with big heavy bags, of course.
You carry a heavy
but with the little tiny bag, you're so right.
For women, maybe in England, giving their bag away is kind of a sign that the man owns the woman, almost.
It's like a romantic gesture, I suppose, as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I can get it now. I do it. I do it.
Oh, you're very sweet.
But I've said to her, if we're going back to England, I'm not carrying your bag,
Right, you can have your own bag.
I don't know if you've noticed, but when you speak in English or speak in Mandarin Chinese, you have to have two different personalities almost.
I totally agree. I was talking to another foreigner about this actually, and you feel like you can be different, and also the mannerisms you are, and the sentences you say.
Yeah, and so one of the first fights that we had was, I think my wife was leaving my house at the time. We walked downstairs, and she forgot her laptop. and she went, what did she say? 给我的电脑.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me my laptop.
But in English that would sound really rude. They'd be like, give me it, you know what I mean? It'd be like, please, right?
I went and got it, and I was just walking back, and I was like, that was kind of direct. Like, don't you need to say please and thank you? And for her, it's super weird. It was like, oh, we're super close now.
Yeah.
You know, we're dating, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. You're not a stranger. Why do I need to say please and thank you? Because if I use these words, it makes us feel like we're further apart. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But for us, it's, I don't know, we maintain that politeness, you know, no matter if it's your mum or the only people I've heard that you don't do that with is perhaps your brother and your sister.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oi you, give me that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah you do, right? What are the good things about Taiwan?
I think two main things that almost every foreigner loves about Taiwan is convenience and safety.
Right.
Like, they're just, compared to England, compared to even like America, I think most places in the world, there's honestly nowhere more convenient or more safe than Taiwan. Like here, I'm using my phone as I walk, which is probably kind of quite a Taiwanese habit. But I'm thinking, why don't I do that in England? Why is that something I do here? And there's two reasons. Number one, it's cold in England. You know, just having your hands out of your pocket. You'd end up with
five frozen like icicles after about 10 minutes. Yeah.
100%. And number two, there's a chance that someone could snatch your phone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you walk. So you want to be keeping your eyes on the road. You want to be seeing who's about.
Yeah. The 12 years I've been in Taiwan, I've ever felt, even in the dead of night, I've been walking from the MRT station to my home, I've never felt under any threat, or I've never felt unsafe. And I don't know if you agree with it. Yeah.
Same. Six years here, and I'm thinking, is that just me with selective memory? Honestly, there's never been even one instant where I felt something bad might happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
never,
totally
which is
agree with
insane.
That. Yeah.
It's not as flashy. For example, I went to Tokyo and Hong Kong and Shanghai, got the bun and stuff like that, and it's like very in your face.
Oh, Taiwan is more of like a humble kind of, like, you know what I mean? Is that kind of,
buildings aren't as tall.
Yeah.
And you know, that's great for like visiting, you know, Hong Kong and places like that. But I came to realize for Taiwan, it's great to live here.
You're right there, yeah.
And there's huge differences, and one of the main things is it's got this perfect balance in the middle. It's not too expensive, you're not paying crazy prices to live like in the capital city of all places.
Right, and it doesn't feel like living in the capital city that it's that expensive really, you know what I mean? It really doesn't feel like that.
I mean, people do say, well, Taipei is quite expensive, but you know, go to London or Paris or Tokyo, you'll see what expensive it is in comparison.
Yeah, but I mean, are there any cons that you know, still can't get used to?
The conversations, the friends I have is completely different.
Yeah, topics are different as well. What you talk about normally would be very different. 100%. Yeah, totally different.
There's all of the cultural differences, which is hard to get used to. One of the main ones is holding the door open.
Yeah.
And you know, in England, we have this automatic thing where we open the door, we just peek over our shoulder. Just a tiny little peek. If there's someone there, you hold it open a bit longer, right? We'll give it a harder push.
Yeah, neighbours. Okay.
And no one does that here. Even like my friends or my wife or whoever, if they're walking in front of me and they know I'm behind them, they won't hold the door open.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a bit of a shock to the system, and you know, if you're not paying attention, you get a door in your face. Again, it's just cultural differences. It's not like you could be mad and angry and Taiwanese people are so rude, why wouldn't I hold the door open? They know I'm behind, blah blah. But it's just different ways of growing up.
Exactly. Buses, I don't know if you find this as well, when I'm waiting for a bus, and in England we'll look, who's the first person at the bus stop? They were. They get on first, right? Yeah.
You can almost have this polite bad
We do, like they were first. In our head we're like, she was first, she was second, I was third, okay, so I'll get on third, right? And we do, it's kind of like, we don't say anything, but we just know. But in Taiwan, no one's done anything wrong, but sometimes you'll be first one at the bus stop and you'll think, not that I think I should be the first to get on, but and then about 5 people would push in front of you, and in England, everyone would be shouting. Like, not shouting, they'd be like, "Excuse me, you don't need to queue."
Yeah,
you know,
I
was here first. You know, But in Taiwan, you just get used to it. You just like, okay, who gets on the bus first gets on the bus first.
Yeah,
you know,
it's less of a line for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say in England like someone would actually come up to you and say, "Oi, like go line up," but they'd be like, "This person's a bit rude, isn't it?"
Yeah, exactly. So they wouldn't directly say anything. Like, young people, you know, they would just say something under their breath, right? Yeah, exactly. I think we're not really direct like that either. So when there's confrontation,
that's true.
They wouldn't. Passive aggressive, yeah, definitely. So there's a lot of that. You will very rarely come across someone that would say that directly to your face. Yeah.
You like clear your thought.
Yeah, exactly. Keep looking at them.
Yeah, just keep looking at them. Maybe they'll get it. From a foreigner point of view, I've said that Taiwan is very convenient.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very inconvenient as a non-native speaker. I think that living in any other foreign country where you're not the native speaker, it can be quite taxing on the mind.
Yeah.
To constantly, I'm going to order food, how do I say this? And in England, you go and order food, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that builds up in your mind that kind of take away from your overall, just like your 100% energy that day.
Not as much now, but when I first started learning Chinese, when I was with a group of Taiwanese people, and you know, your Chinese was at a level that you could understand, you know, I just feel absolutely exhausted by 1 hour. You could sleep all day, like, you know what I mean? You feel it really taxes you, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, thank you so much for James coming here. You come from Taiwan, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Honestly, it was completely worth it. You probably didn't see on camera, but I had like the most amazing English breakfast.
Oh,
so
I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I thought, well, you're in this home, so I thought I'd prepare a nice breakfast
Thank you so much, and great coffee too. So if you get the opportunity, do come here.
Thank you.
I might get to meet you, right?
Yeah, so normally, because we've got 2 shops, so one's in Danshui, one's in Xinyi, so feel free if you haven't been already, and we've got www.britshake.com, so if you haven't been already, then please do pay us a visit, and also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to James's channel. Really good content. You would regret it if you don't. Like, it is really good. Thank you again, James, and it's so nice to speak to another British person. It's nice. Amazing, so lovely to meet you, really lovely, and hopefully we'll have a chance to do some more interviews. So if you liked this interview with me and James, then please write below. Thank you everyone for watching the video today, and please remember to like, subscribe and share with your friends. So thank you very much, thank you James, and we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye guys.